My dad initially told me about International Justice Mission, and I went and looked at their website and started reading case studies, and the work that they're involved in is so heart-wrenching that I couldn't deal with what I was reading very well. When I was a kid, it was a little bit tough to grasp the enormity of the kind of issues facing Asian countries and facing my peers that I interacted with. I predominantly lived in Asia when I was 12 years old. Some of my friends in Nepal were forced into begging from tourists, which is way more lucrative than any work their parents could do. I would have discussions with them as a peer, and they wanted to go to school. And by the time they reached an age where that didn't work as well, they had no education, no job skills. And that's when a lot of them get pulled into slavery in whatever form. You know, the girls get pulled into forced prostitution. The guys sometimes get imprisoned by these kind of like pseudo warlords and forced to work. That's why we try to figure out a way, in whatever way we can, to raise awareness. It's a real perfect pairing for us to work with Sound Off, because a lot of musicians care about a lot of social issues but don't always know how to express it. And so I wrote a song that's kind of from the perspective of someone who's caught in the situation of being in the human trafficking world. If you wanted some kind of context of subject matter contextually, I print out the lyrics so you can kind of see the deal.
Do you have any like icons that jump out from the song, from the concept of the song, like that would be represented visually well?
One thing, if you talk about an image that you pull from the song, even though it's not explicit, is eyes, stuff related to eyes.
How do you feel about like geometric stuff? Some of those things that are like, it starts as like a you know, like a pattern and then it sort of falls apart. That's actually really interesting.
The images that kept coming up in my head initially thinking about it were like vertical lines with someone looking out.
Okay.
And it could get as abstracted as like just an eye with lines that aren't related to like bars, but that are kind of referencing that concept, you know. It could get as abstract as like an enormous eye. This doesn't necessarily communicate it, but it could be even that abstracted, you know, of like just something totally removed, but it's just coming from that concept. That's not a communication of what I was seeing in my head at all. But
I get the idea.
I really do like this thing. Like, I didn't even...
I like this whole offset.
Yeah.
And then these guys. That's cool. A little TSC.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love the way the design came together with the geometry, the open eye, and kind of the effect that it has with the subject matter. Like an open eye being like, this is a problem that you know, we don't see, whether we intend to or not, or kind of turning a blind eye in a way to the problem, and having that open eye just staring right at you is like a great symbol for noticing the problem and being inspired by the work of people like IJM and whatever can be done. Whether it's something as simple as get a shirt, wear it, it's cool, and contribute that small amount, or get more information, more education, and start getting involved deeper. I think you made that look too easy.
Yeah.
To purchase these limited edition shirts and support our cause, go to soundoffapparel.org.